What's going on, guys? My name is Roscoe. Thank you again for tuning into my channel. So this video has been kind of going around YouTube, so I thought I'd make my own version of it because I really want to help you guys be able to get all this stuff. You know, anything you guys want, I want to be able to help you guys get it. So it's kind of feeling like I have some tips. I've been doing this for a while now, buying sneakers, clothing, and all that stuff. So I've been in the game for a long time. I'm an OG. Even though I've only been making YouTube videos for about a year now. And I kind of just want to give you guys my knowledge, and hopefully some of you guys, young guys, would be able to obtain some of this knowledge that I've had for a while. So, but first, I just want to say thank you for 500 subscribers, for hitting that. We were like at 100 like a couple months ago, so it's pretty cool. So without that, I just want to say cheers. Thank you, guys. So thanks, guys. Really appreciate it. So, you know, without further, let's just go into it. Okay, so obviously what funds most of this stuff is actually not my full-time job, but my second job. I work two jobs. This isn't YouTube. I make nothing off this. This is just for fun. I figured I would make my own YouTube channel because, you know, I get to talk about sneakers and streetwear with people that that like the same stuff as I do. I don't have many friends that are into the same stuff as me. You know, my brother's been my biggest inspiration as far as like my style, my sneakers, but he's not into it anymore. He kind of moved away from it because he's 34, 35 almost, and he's got a family, so he can't spend money buying sneakers. Usually what I do is when I buy a sneaker, I usually give it to him sometimes because, you know, or he pays me for it because, you know, we both are actually lucky enough to wear the same size sneakers, so that's pretty cool. But, alright, so I work a full-time job. If you guys want to know more about me and what I do, I'll do a Q&A video later down the line. But right off the bat, I'm a staff accountant. I'm a business major. I went to college for business. Absolutely love business, so this is kind of like, this is the stuff I'm really into, is numbers and crunching numbers and all that stuff. But, so, I don't want to go really too dry. I make, let's just say, just look up the average staff accountant makes, times it by like, you know, 10, 20%. It's probably what I make. So, but I don't use that money. I use my money from my part-time, my weekend job, sort of, at the local gym. I work at a gym, so that kind of helps funds this. Now, I understand that if you're in high school or anything like that, you can't, you probably only can work one job, and you have other stuff you have to pay for. So this obviously is not needed. You don't need this stuff. You don't need 30 pairs of shoes. Maybe like if you can afford 3 or 4, that's great. Now, the trick to this trade, and I'm telling you right now, is do not get attached to this stuff. You cannot get attached to it. I think that's probably the biggest issue with a lot of people is just go on the internet. Go on YouTube, look at all the big YouTubers. Let me guess, they have all shelves like this full of sneakers, or they have like drop top boxes full of sneakers stashed. That's all money just sitting there. Granted, maybe they have the luxury to do that, but me and you probably don't. So what I do is you gotta resell this stuff. Now, there's a difference between reselling it for profit and just reselling it. Reselling for profit, obviously you're making money off of the stuff. I know I can't make money off most of this stuff because it's already worn. It's not DS. I can't sell it through StockX. I could probably sell it through GOAT or other websites like eBay or Snubs, which I use a lot. So you can't expect to get your money back on some of this stuff. Granted, maybe some of the Yeezy stuff I have, or you know, the Off-White, maybe even if it's not DS and it's worn, you could probably make a few extra bucks off of it. But most of it, I'm just trying to sell it and just recuperate money I can get from it, basically, as much as I can, because it's money sitting there, and I want more new product. This sneaker community, or the sneaker culture, the hype just goes through the rocket when the shoe drops, and then it dies, and there's already something new coming around. You just can't keep up with the Jones. You know, you can't keep up with people. That's when you'll go into debt easily if you try to keep up with people. So what I've learned is what I do is after like 3 or 4 months of me owning a sneaker, owning a shoe, I sell it. I get rid of it. Now, like say for like my Off-White here, Merkles, I've had it for 4 months now. It's for sale on my Snubs account. Now I know this shoe DS is like probably like $250, $275, but I'm just looking. I've worn it like 3 or 4 times. Now I'm looking to get rid of it probably for retail. So that's what I usually do. Even with clothes like this Off-White or anything like that in my closet, I usually hold on to it for about 4 to 5 months, and then I sell it. I just sell it because I can't get attached to it. If it sits there, you know, think about it too. Like, I'm not able to wear a lot of this stuff during the week. Like I do sometimes, but you know, I have to dress up. I have to wear slacks, and I have to wear dressy shoes, button-down shirt. So I can't wear a lot of this stuff during the week. So, you know, a lot of this stuff is I maybe only worn like 3 or 4 times. So, but this is what you kind of have to do though. If you only wear it 3 or 4 times, you know, obviously I don't need it, so I sell it so I can buy something new. That's kind of like the best way to go about it. And you can't really expect to get so much in return for it as well. You know, you just try to get as much as you can for it, and it's only worth, like, this is what's probably, you know, what people really don't understand. It's not even just aspects of sneakers, but like selling anything. It's only worth what someone else is willing to pay for it. So it don't matter if you offer me, like, if I'm selling the butters for like $500 and you only want to pay $135 for it and everybody else wants to pay $135 for it, then they're only worth $135. So it kind of goes with anything. But I kind of, that's what I do. You know, that's just how I am able to get a lot of stuff, is because I don't get attached to things. If you do, you just get into debt, man. I'll have more, you know, I'm spending more than what I'm making if I do it this way. You know, if I just keep everything, you know? So that's kind of like the best way to do it. Another way you could possibly, is another technique. At one point too, I was buying 2 pairs or 3 pairs of limited sneakers, selling 2 and just keeping 1 for myself, and having those 2 pairs that I sell for the profit at least pay for like a good chunk of the sneaker. That is a great technique too. However, you're upfronting a lot of cash. You might not have that, you know, especially if at a young age, you might not have $600 to spend on Yeezys if they're going for $200 a piece, you know, and you sell them for like $275, $300. Granted, they're not selling like that anymore, but in the past you could have. So it would have paid for your shoe, right? If you did it that way. I was doing that in the past too as well. However, you know, I kind of don't want to be a reseller. Reselling is a lot tougher. The game is just, it's you know, those people that resell, there's respect. There's respect from me because it's a hustle. It's a hustle. And that's what I've always criticized sometimes with StockX, because they made it so much easier for anybody to resell that it's killed the resale market, you know what I mean? So that's kind of like, that was always been my biggest criticism for StockX, is not because of the company. It's a great idea of what they're doing. You know, I'm upset that I didn't think of that in the past. However, it's just made it easier for everybody else to resell. So it kind of killed like the guy down the street, down at the corner, selling Yeezys out of the back of his trunk. You know what I mean? Who's hustling, you know, trying to sell these pairs. Granted, he probably got them all backdoored, so he gets, you know, so screw that guy. But it's always had respect for that person. Okay, so the last thing I just want to touch on real quick, another technique that I use is just keep track of your finances, to be honest. I've always done this since I've had a job, so there's no, like, you have no excuse. I was doing this when I was in high school, when I first got a job. Just keep track of how much you make, and how much you spend each month, and where you're spending it. Now, granted, me and you probably have different, you know, we're spending it differently. Like, probably don't have a mortgage, you don't have a electric bill or stuff like that, maybe, or your insurance. Maybe your parents pay for your insurance, your car insurance, and all that stuff. But I've always keep track of my, like, how much I spent on food, restaurants, clubs, bars, other materialistic things, electronics, movies, stuff like that. I've always kept track of that, how much I'm spending per month on that. Now, once I've reached once you have a budget, you establish your budget, and once you reach that budget, you're gonna have to have, you know, discipline, and say to yourself, like, okay, if I go out and spend another $60 at a bar on drinks or food, then that's money taken out of my sneakers. So which one's got to give? You know, there's an Off-White sneaker coming out this weekend, I want to buy it, or I'm going out to the club. You know what I mean? It's sacrifices. You got to pick and choose. Unfortunately, that's what I have to do sometimes because, granted, you know, I can't afford everything. You know, I'm not making well over 6 figures. You know, so you got to pick and choose. And you know, maybe I know you're probably diving into your parents' pockets, but your parents ain't gonna pay for everything eventually. You know, granted, I'm 30 years old. My parents still buy me some stuff, but they buy me food and, you know, take me out to restaurants here and there. But that's as far as it goes. And trust me, the day comes where that ends, unfortunately. But yeah, just keep that in track with your finances. I still do it. I'm 30, and I've been doing it since I was 16, 17, since I can get a job. So I highly recommend doing that. So guys, that's my video for today. If you have any questions or anything like that, just put them down in the comments. You know, I'll answer you guys. I always answer back, unless you're trying to troll me or something like that I won't answer. But if you have any questions, just put it down in the comments, and I'll answer you. Because I really want to make this more informative and try to help you guys buy as much sneakers as you possibly can. You know, besides of, you know, going to the liquor store down the street, buying a scratch ticket and hopefully hitting $1 million. Because let's face it, that's not going to happen. But if you do, hit me up. Buy me a drink. But guys, that's my video for today. And like I said, I appreciate it for the support, man. Really do. So if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button. Subscribe to my channel. I have a ton of stuff coming in. I bought a bunch of, got the Adidas Bape tracksuit coming in. I have actually more Bape stuff coming in. I have some shoes coming in. So it's just going, man. The train's just going to keep moving. So jump on board. So that, we'll end there. I'll catch you next video. Peace.